Since TikTok is ending, and it has been my job quite literally for the last year, I figured I would talk about all the fun things I tried to do to earn money when I had no TikTok and no job. You guys are probably like, how did you survive without a job? Why didn't you just get a job? I tried! Applied to 1,000 places in LA. Nobody wanted me, but TikTok did.
Aww. I made that sound effect myself because I couldn't find it in the sounds library. Clap.
Starting in undergrad, I had a TikTok and it had followers, but I hadn't figured out why did that do that? How to monetize it yet? That was the time when Feet Finder was like really big, so I admit that I signed up for Feet Finder. I definitely tried because I was like, feet are anonymous. Nobody's got to know they're mine, right? And then I got Athlete's Foot, and I figured that was probably the end of my career in being a foot model. Honestly, I guess for good reason too, because one time I was at Santa Monica and I was reading on a vacant lifeguard tower, and out across the very vacant beach I see a form, and I just know it's a man, and I just know he's gonna walk across this entire beach and walk right up to this lifeguard tower. And this random man walks all the way up to the lifeguard tower and he says, "I'll admit I came over here because I saw that you had bare feet and I'm a man in America." And so after a few verbal jabs where I told him to fuck off and leave, he was like, "Well, you have busted feet anyway." The other job that I did to make money, this one's a bit more recent, but I was a substitute teacher. Worked in summer camps for a very long time, so converting it over to school for a day or two was not like rocket science. If you've ever seen AP Bio on Netflix, you can kind of get the vibe. I didn't have children doing things for me, but I definitely was like, listen, I'm having a good time and I want you guys to have a good time. And if you want me to keep coming back and being your substitute, I need you to sit down and do everything that your teacher said you had to do today. And then at the end of the day, you're going to turn all of it in and tell your teacher what a good substitute teacher I was. And we are going to come back and have fun. And it worked. As a substitute, I know it's not my job to really like teach you anything. I'm more like the babysitter for the day. And like, just keep it cool, guys. Let's just have a good time. This one I don't really think I'm out of the woods for just yet. I might go back and work it just because I love it. I work at a pagan LARPing camp. Obviously, if you've read a very popular book series, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, you know that there is a camp in it for the demigods, and I work at one of those camps that has popped up over the multitude of years. And I fight monsters with my children, and they find things on little walks that are clues to other things that happen throughout the day. So honestly, it's a very fun job. Amazing amount of childcare in my occupational history. But I'm thinking about this one time where I was like really unemployed, like had zero money, zero job prospects, like nothing to make it through the month. And my friend was like, "Hey, I usually sit for this like 2-year-old. They're in your neighborhood. Could you actually sit for them?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." Like I'm not really sure to babysit a 2-year-old. And then I get there, and the parents were work from home parents who wanted me to keep their 2-year-old like away from them. It was like my first day on the job, and it was also like introductory, so they didn't want me to leave. So the kid was basically just toddling around the living room like screaming for his parents, and he would scream anytime I got close to him. So nap time was my favorite part of the day, and I left like 45 minutes early, and I think the parents and I just both kind of knew that it was not going to be a fortuitous partnership. Okay, this one is technically when I was still in undergrad, so I don't know if it counts as cheating, but I worked in a phone call center where our job was to like cold call a bunch of people and ask them for money. And we had to ask them 3 times, and our supervisors would watch. And so I remember I was cold calling this lady one time, and she had already said no, but like I have good rapport, so I was just chatting with her. And then I get to the second ask and she still says no. And so I'm about to get to the third ask, but she's telling me about all these injuries that she has on like the left side of her body, like my shoulder, my foot, my knee. Essentially everything is on the left side of her body. And so I go, "Oh, I hear that everything's on the left side of your body. Would you say that you're feeling all right?" She did donate $5 though, so. This one is gonna sound fake, but I worked in a country club where a lot of celebrities came, and that was my job for like almost a year, and I hated it. But it is where I met my boyfriend, and I love him very much, so thank you to that place. Like there was one time I liked to mess around with the members, and so I would like slip on my different accents because it would weird them out a little bit. And so one time I'm doing a British accent, and Harry Styles literally walks in, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, exactly what hi! Hey, why don't you take a seat over there? I'll be right there with you." He like sits down, and I walk over to everyone. I'm the only young person in the dining room at the time, so nobody fought me on it. I was like, "Nobody go in there and serve him. He's mine." I served Harry Styles, and he got a tuna sandwich with coleslaw, if you really want to know. That one sounds fake. That one does sound fake. It's not fake. I swear to God. And now that I'm done telling you about some past jobs, and I'm done doing my fun job, I have to go do my real job that I actually got from posting my videos. So I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Here's where you can find me on all my socials. Okay, I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.